Okay, as I've said, it's rare that I call a swing trade. But as you know, I've been talking about this ZAGG, Z-A-G-G. Started scaling in at 7 yesterday. I've been posting on Twitter my entries. As I said, I break it down into 4 entries. My first one is the smallest, my second one a little bigger, and so on. I break it down into 10 units. Okay, so the very first time I buy 1 unit, and then I buy 2 on my second buy, and then I buy 3 on my third buy, and so on, and I buy 4 on my fourth buy. So you add those up, and there's my 10 units. 10 units equal what I deem a full position that I'm comfortable losing all of in an IRA type account. Okay, so that has to be understood first. What I'm good at is finding intraday setups, very low risk setups for our excuse me, I can't talk. Just got done chewing ice for our day trading chat room. However, I still experiment with swing ideas every now and then, and I'm trying to do it just like I said. So ZAGG had been getting killed from 12 all the way down to, down here below 8, and then when it got to 7, that's when I took my first unit, added 3 more times, and now I have a full 10 units, and my average is actually right at the close, 665, and I'll show you the ads there. And we do have a nice bounce off of this area back in March. It doesn't have to be the exact low price. I think the low price in March was 623. Didn't have to get down to 623, and it doesn't mean it can't. It still may. But the low today was 640. Hoping that was the bottom, because I've got my full 10 units. I'm going to ride this out into early January and see if we can't get a nice short covering bounce. I'm not looking to get rich here, just looking to make a decent little percentage gain on a short covering bounce. This is a logical place to start building a position. All right. Let's go to maybe the 2-day chart. All right, and this is yesterday's trading, and which would be, let me get this right here, which would be December 28th, Wednesday, and then today's the 29th. And this was selling off all day after already getting killed, as I showed you on the daily chart. I mean, it was down so many days in a row, and then I looked in yesterday, had a big, long daily candle at the time I found it. So went ahead and nibbled at 7 when it kind of found support here. And you just learned with me that my mouse batteries were low, and this is the first time I've ever known that it gave a warning like that. That's kind of handy, especially when trading. You don't want your mouse to stop working. So anyway, so I started nibbling around 7. That was the first unit. And then, and again, I posted all these on Stock Twits, which goes to Twitter. And then I took, okay, so let me try to find the entry. The first entry was somewhere right around here. The second entry was also yesterday at 677 when it did this push down here. So I added near the end of the day. Now today was really the only kind of, I guess, poor entry I made, because, opposite of what I normally teach, I never average down, ever, on a day trade. But with this system I put in place for swing ideas, the object is you kind of nibble and you expect it to go lower. You're nearing support on the daily, and so each buy is bigger than the previous one. Remember, the entire 10 unit buy. A unit is 1/10 of what you deem comfortable in your account owning a full 10 units, so it can be different for everybody. But contrary to what we normally do in day trading chat room, these are meant to be, you buy bigger each time it goes lower. Okay, so then today, the third entry where I bought 3 units was right here when it broke this little base. Let me get that. The price was 670, so I might be off a little bit on that arrow. And then I ended up coming home before the market closed, and I saw that it did one of my favorite shapes, where it did this big push down on pretty good volume. And again, contrary to an upward momentum play, I wanted to average down the lower it goes, especially in the 640 area when it was nearing, let me back this out again, when it was nearing this area back here that I deem as support and a decent area for this to bounce. Okay, so my last 4 unit buy, I've erased my arrows, but that's okay. 4 unit buy was at 646, so somewhere right in this base here, I think. And there was one, and there was one, and 677, so there was one. So there's the 4 buys, and remember, each one was bigger. So the beauty of that, and I'm not alleging that this is always going to work, but the beauty of that is that it helps your average price when you go bigger each time. Remember, this has to be done when your full 10 units is still within your loss parameters of the whole thing getting wiped out. I can't emphasize that enough. So I say that over and over when I call these. And I've only called 3 or 4 of these ever in our chat room. When I found ZAGG yesterday, did a little research, and it became compelling to me. So anyway, that ended me up with an average of 665, which is right where it closed, which isn't bad if you consider we started buying at 7, you know, and bought above 665 the other 2 buys, but the biggest one was down here, which enabled me to basically, that's my average right here now. So hopefully we can get a nice bounce into the new year and have a nice percentage gain. 665 average, I mean, if this thing makes it to 8, that's still a really nice percentage gain. I don't know what I expect, but we'll keep our eyes on it. Anyway, I wanted to follow up on my my ZAGG endeavor, and I will follow up with another video no matter what happens, just to show you how we handled it. All right, we'll talk to you later.